He's a professional MMA fighter. So he's, even though he's sensitive and he's progressive in a lot of ways, he still has that mentality of, how do I say it? Not really misogynistic, but it's that mindset of, well, it's just not a big deal, or it's blowing it off, or actually a lot of it too, because he knows he's from a rape. He knows he's from from a relation, not even a relationship, just that incident, and so that he's a lot for him to deal with. So he deals with his other shit, and he's a lot of times he don't want to hear it, and I don't want to put him on overload, but at the same time I'm dealing with a lot of shit. My mother and I, like I said, she's MAGA, and she doesn't want to. She's oblivious to this. This is another problem I have is I've had a lot of sexual assault growing up. I was, my son's from a rape. I was, had MST from the military. So this is triggering for me what's going on with what's going on in the world. And I can, with other women, and it's not just me, this is an epidemic as we're seeing in live, in real time. Women are, we are like third world citizens, and I can even imagine, Margaret, for you, you're a black woman. You're even a lower on the totem pole than me. I recognize that, and so we need to uplift each other and to, not fight against each other. For my mother to be so oblivious to this, it's hurtful to me, because we moved a lot of, because we're, my mother and I are close, but when I first told her about my son, because a lot of I don't talk about my sexual abuse with her. I don't just This is kind of like the elephant in the room nobody talks about. We tiptoe around it. So when she found out, I told her, and the first thing she said to me was, "Every woman's nightmare." She looked right at me. She goes, "Well, why were you there? Didn't you know better? Didn't you know these people? Why would you put yourself there?" And this is when I was like in the military, and I'm just like, "Ma, thank you." you know um just I what do you say to that? I already feel that guilt, I already feel that shame, and to have it reconfirmed by the person who's supposed to give me that, unconditional support and love. We've worked past it, moved past it, but now she's a Trump supporter, and I'm trying to show her, and I'm a law student on top of being a veteran. I'm trying to show her, like, this is what happens, and this is, she's oblivious. She don't want to hear it. Trump is the best thing since sliced bread. Melania is a great woman, and I just oblivious. And so I'm like ready to blow my gasket, right? And my son, bless his heart, he's in the middle, because there's times when him and my mother fight, because he lives right behind her, because he's mother-in-law sweet. So they're like right next door. So I'm the buffer usually, right? And so there's times when we buff each other, and it's a three ring circus. It really is. But for my son, usually I can talk to him about stuff, and he's cool with it. But lately, he's just like shut down. He's like, the other day when he said to me, "Mom, I don't want to talk about it anymore." I just like, can we find another subject? So the other day I was over there, and it wasn't even, we were watching. It was like The Boys. It's a series. It's on I don't know, Prime, whatever.
Right,
Superheroes, right? And it's
right.
very. It's right now. It's reflecting the what's going on, because they're kind of political, because it's political, whatever, in the satire. And the main character is like a Donald Trump. He's a Superman hero kind of thing, just misogynistic, just a beast. But in the political eye, he's the best thing since sliced bread. And he's trying to get this
Of
image,
course.
right? And but he's like so like aggressively whatever. And so then they had the side thing wherever where these other people are at, and it's supposed to be a concentration camp or whatever. But it's so cheesy, because it's like, and I looked at it, I'm like, okay, first of all, concentration camps, they're dirty, they're malnourished, and they're working them like slaves. They're not passing notes and and like what I just, it was a lot of Hollywood satire. And okay, that's a movie, whatever. But I'm like, because I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, I think they're in a concentration camp. And the thing that came out of my mouth, and I'm getting ready to leave anyways, because I had to go somewhere, right? I had my boyfriend out in Detroit. I'm going to visit him. And so I'm leaving, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look anything like a concentration camp. And he's like, oh, you just had to
Uh,
say something, like I'm bringing up something political, and that pissed him off. Like, oh, you just had to bring it up, and I'm like, all I did was mention that it doesn't, like, if we're talking concentration camps, what we got going on right now, or even in the past, It's nothing like it. And he just like blew up in me. So I'm just, yeah. I know that I can't go over there for a while. So I just don't want to. I just don't. I'm removing myself from the toxic because I put up my boundaries. I'm learning that if I try to please other people, I am miserable, and I've done it for years. I walked on eggshells, and I can't do it anymore. I'm on overload. I just got. I'm filing for because I lost my job the last day of the year. I've been there 5 years, a month shy, 2 months shy, right? And this is how horrible these fuckers are. They're trying to keep me from getting my unemployment because I filed for it. My benefits were like denied. And I'm like, huh. So I had to like repeal it or whatever, appeal it. That which I did. But, I mean, huh. Like, and, it's not like I'm not out there looking for, I'm going to school. I got all of this shit going on. And then this is another thing. I get these freaking calls a million times a day because, I applied for help. So, of course, I'm a target for all these fucking phone solicitors. And my favorite one is Marketplace. Oh, we sent you these things and blah, 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 blah. You get your benefits. And as soon as they get through the whole spiel, they find I'm a veteran. Oh, click. Because I'm a veteran, I don't qualify. Isn't that nice?
That's bullshit.
Thank you. Welcome to my world.
You sacrifice your life for this country and you're not qualified?
For the certain benefits that they offer through market for something, I guess even for the stimulus package, I'm supposedly not qualified for it.
So what are you supposed to do in the
I
meantime?
was right now, like I could use some fucking benefits. I could use some fucking help. I mean, hello. I lost my job the last day of the year at 3:30 because I worked midnights. They screwed me out of not only my overtime, but my holiday pay and then my vacation pay because it would have picked up. And then extra benefits, and I would have got a raise another
How
month later, all
convenient.
that shit.
How convenient. That's messed up.
Don't you love big corporations? That's how they fucking treat veterans.
No.
And that fucking, what was it, the Kleenex factory that burnt down? Flame on, bitch. I hope the whole goddamn, they start burning up all the corporations. Fuck them bastards. The oligarchs that are running this country, let me tell you something. There's about to be some shit. Because if you watch the video, the guy, it was how stupid he was. He videotaped himself, live streamed himself, setting shit on fire, going, if you would have paid what we need to live. If you would just paid us enough to live. That's all he said. If you would have paid us enough to live, they wouldn't have fucking done it. Because they were fucking, they're slaving their people out. They're working us to death. They're giving us nothing. And then they wonder why we're bitching. Then they want to yell at us for not making enough. And it's our fault because we don't have fucking benefits. But hey, I'm a
How you
veteran.
gonna pay
I
the
worked there
bills?
5 fucking years. 1 month fucking shy. You're going to fuck me out of that shit. And you know what my mother said the other day? Because this is funny. I haven't even told my family about this. Because I had a breast reduction in the military. So I have a lot of, whatever going on. Scar tissue because I keloided. 1% of white people keloid, whatever. But I'm that 1%. I found a lump, which, it could be benign, it could be nothing, but I'm like freaking the fuck out. I can't
Could
even get an
be.
appointment until June because the VA is so backed up.
What? What you supposed to do in the meantime?
Wait, twiddle my thumbs. And so,
Wait a
I can't
minute.
even
Don't
go.
you have
So I'm saying to
wait
my
a
mom,
minute.
and this is the thing, if I'm even going through the VA or state help, I'm really kind of screwed.
Wait a
And I said
minute.
something to my
Don't you
mom
have
about it. She goes, "This is my mother didn't have benefits for herself because she was overweight. When she had her own business, she had to go through my stepdad, and even then, it was a higher whatever. Now she's on Medicare, and what she said to me, well, get a job and get good benefits. That's what my own mother said to me the other day, and that was when I was like, World War III, and I haven't talked to her since.
wait a minute. Don't you have TRICARE? You don't have to go to a
I
VA
do,
hospital.
I
You
do,
don't have
but
to go to
everything's so
VA.
backed up. Everything's so backed up. My other appointment was I had pulled my back out to get to see the VA doctor in Ann Arbor here. It's not until July 30th or something. I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't move now. I got another appointment in Canton, and that's still in May, the day before my son's birthday, May 11th. I'm like, I'm. So my son has me stretching because he's in MMA and he does a lot of training and stuff. So, and I have my back brace on because I can, whatever, just to bend over. But yeah, I did it. I was sneezing and I was bending over to tie my shoe at the same time, and by the third sneeze, I was like almost on the floor. Right. But yeah, that's and the stress level of just me. I can't even imagine other people because my little, it's just me. I can't imagine, my son's grown, with the family and all that. I have a dog, but um, but it's discouraging. I know that just, other women are, we're so suppressed right now, and we're being told to shut up and smile about it.
Yeah, right.
And what kills me is there's other women out there that want to suppress us. Because I just think, what was it, which, the daily whatever show, with
Right.
Dana and Walter, yeah, and
No,
Lawrence,
and
yeah,
Lawrence. Yeah.
Lawrence, love them, love them. Anyways,
Yes.
they were talking about, a woman's rights, and how MAGA women are on this bandwagon to suppress other women. They want us, they want to, have, it's okay just to have the man to vote, and they're okay with handing over our rights to vote.
Including theirs.
Yes, absolutely. They're
So
selling
we can
us out.
be
Yeah,
so we can be submissive.
thank you. I can't even imagine, if who would I fucking sell? Who would I sign my house over to? I'm divorced. My son is grown. What, I got to live in the streets?
I don't think so.
These are the things that I know. I'm not the only woman that's feeling this kind of, pressure, and just fear, and sheer panic. And then, and doom scrolling, it's no better hearing, Fox. I don't even watch regular news. I don't own a TV. I have my laptop and I have my phones, and I get most of my news, excuse me, from independent journalism. I don't watch mainstream media. I don't watch mainstream news, any of that shit, because it's all fake. It's all bullshit. I mean,
We know
you
that.
know, and when you're telling me lies, and I'm fine, your action speaks everything, and you're telling me this, and this is happening. I'm not going to go to you for more bullshit when that's all you're regurgitating is crap. Why would I go to you? I mean, so to me, if a journalist can't admit, hey, I was wrong, and because we all make mistakes, right? We all say, hey,
Right.
I was wrong, I misspoke, I found out I was misinformed. That's an adult taking accountability and say, hey, fucking, I retract that statement, right? But when you double
Right.
down on that shit because you're too fucking prideful to admit you're wrong, I'm not going to come to you back to you for vital information all the time, because I know it's not going to be valid. It's not going to, it's not.
Exactly.
So why would I want to? I can't understand people why they keep wanting to watch bullshit when it's the same. It's just lies. So if that's here on Substack, I'm so grateful I found this platform, because people like us, it's independent journalism, and if they're wrong, they retract, and if they don't, I don't go back to them. I don't. We have that option. Just
Because there's
block
no
them out or
trust.
go to some. You know what I'm saying? But our
Yes.
community is very tight here, where we call people out quick. And
Exactly.
we want that information because we are truth seekers, no matter the cost or the consequence. And that's the kind of army that I like that we're building here in this community. I love Substack community. I really do. And that's the only one of the only true platforms that we have this, freedom of speech still.
Yes.
And it's that's something that people are taking for granted. See, all these things, they meant something to me, because when I joined the military, I actually believed in our constitution. I still do. I want to believe in the thing. I just, what pisses me off is people are using it and warping it and twisting it, or just ignoring it, wiping their ass with it. That bothers me. That bothers me. And then you're
Yes.
gonna use it against someone else, for your, because it's, what kills me with the immigrants is they want to say, oh, well, they're not giving them due process because they got here illegally. That's not what our constitution fucking says. They
Exactly.
get fucking due process regardless of how they fucking got here. Reagan passed that, you motherfuckers. Excuse my language, but if you want to
Say
keep it
it.
real, MAGA faggots, they're the ones that fucking did it. But they can't ever, just like,
Yeah, but you know
they
what?
want a right
It's
to bear
used.
arms, but then they don't want to have us carry weapons to a protest. But that's okay for the Proud Boys to carry it in my state capital, and not just a pistol in their back pocket. They carry semi-automatics, locked and loaded, in the freaking in the state capital in Lansing. Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of douchebags around here.
Yeah, but they all got out of jail for that. You know, they all got attaboy.
Yep. Oh
Okay?
yeah. Just like Kyle Rittenhouse. I mean, we got all these. There was the other kid that cried on the stand after he killed somebody at a protest because they had. I mean, just the hypocrisy is just it's stifling, and people are at this point where it's too much, and that's I'm waiting for it to explode. It's and it's gonna happen. It's coming
I hope not.
unless
I mean, it's enough
unless
stuff
they do
going on.
something in our White House. I can't. I mean, people are to the point where you see people being beaten in the street for no reason. They're arresting people for no reason other than they're brown or they don't like the way you look. I know I'm going to be a target because my hair is purple. You know,
And you
because
shouldn't
because
be.
I'm a liberal woman, and because they can look at your phone and say, oh yeah, whatever you vote for, just and that's we're being targeted because of our opinions. That is dictatorship 101. There's no
So
other.
what do you so what do you want to do about it? You gonna run? You wanna run for
I would love to if if there was anything, because I was looking. That was one of the things I seen. Because our things are even local for local office.
yeah, start there.
I mean,
Start
I wouldn't
there.
be no worse than any other fool out there.
Right?
Learn it,
So why
fake it
not?
till you make it. Learn as you go. I'm going to law school. It can't be any worse. And the people that are working in the office, they can show me, tell me what the hell I got to do.
And you'll get a salary and you'll get some Medicare
Benefits. Yeah.
benefits. So go for it.
That's it's not even about that. It's not even for me. It's not even about the money. It's about doing the right thing and standing up to people who won't.
We need to take our country back.
Thank you. And the people who are willing to take any amount of money just to buy a vote. That to me is not representing us. Represent. That's one of the things. I keep reading. Because I read all the time. I'm always on this, finding out new information. I'm like absorbing like a sponge, and I got too many irons in the fire. But one of the things I read up on, I believe it was yesterday, was they already own the Democratic Party. They already own the Republican Party. And not only
We
mean
see
own
that.
it, but they own it as corporations. So any money you send to the Republican Party goes to this corporation. Whatever you send to the Democrats go to this corporation. Literally, they no longer belong to the people.
What is that? Money laundering? I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. And they actually, and it's like I don't know if it's true or not because I just read about it, so I want to vet it some more. I want to find out because there's a lot of people that say a lot of shit, and you gotta okay if it's true or not. You
Fact
want to make
check.
up,
Fact check.
yeah. So I don't
Right?
want to say that that's true, but it's basically how it's just being run right now because the chessboard they own it. They do. We're just pawns at this point. But the
We
thing that they
are.
have to remember, there's more pawns on the chessboard. And you got to
Check this
watch
out.
out because the rooks and the knights, they usually fold on our side.
Check this out.
You
They
can't let,
underestimate. They
thank you.
underestimate us.
Thank you. The
There's
rooks and the
power.
knights are always got our back because the rooks and the knights of the castle and they're the fighter, they're the soldier, right? And
Right?
they're the ones that are they're just like us, they're the working schmoes. They're the ones that are sacrificed, the sacrificial lambs. So they're on our side
Always.
more or less. And if you think about it, because this is another crazy thing. Growing up, my dad, thank God I had him for the first 10 years of my life. Because he's been missing since I was 10. But at around age
I'm
four,
sorry.
he taught me how to play chess. He taught me all the players because I was very smart at a young age. I'm just, whatever. I got too scattered, ADHD. But I learned to play. Not only I learned to place the players of the board, but I learned how to move them. And one thing he always taught me was to look and think 5 moves ahead. Because you're a good player, play
Yes.
3 moves ahead. 5 moves ahead, you're a master player. Now, this is life because life is always you go this direction, it closes the door to to go this way. But if you go this way, it closes the door to that. So you always need to be sure of where you want to go on your path, right? And this
Right.
is also an important thing that men often forget. My ex husband, he says this all the time. That's why he's still my best friend. I'm still trying to help him out of his situation with the fiduciary and shit. But he reminds who's the most important player piece on the chessboard? The queen.
The king.
The queen. The queen. The
Right,
queen,
right,
king can
right,
win the
right.
game, but the queen can move like nobody else. No one
You're
else can
right.
move like the queen. She can move
You're
like everyone
right.
else. But
Exactly.
nobody else can move like she can. And you know
You're
why?
right.
My dad taught me this at a young age. The queen can move like everyone else, and that gives her an advantage because she has more knowledge than they do. So important for me, this is what opened my mind to learning as much as I could all the time. The more you learn, the more chances you have to move in this direction or that direction. The more options it is for you to open doors. You want
You're
to
right.
think like a queen because it gives you the opportunity to move in ways that people are limited, that others are limited. Because
No
if they
offense,
only know one
guys.
thing, they only know what
No
one
offense.
way to go. So it's important that we learn as much as we can while we're here so we have more options to go in different directions. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey,
Hi,
Michelle.
everybody.
How y'all doing? I was just jabbing, jabbing, jabbing.
You know what you remind me of? That movie, The Bandit, The Queen's Bandit. You remember
Oh,
she was
Queen's
playing
Gambit.
chess?
Yes, I love that
Gambit,
movie.
Gambit.
Gambit. She was
Yes,
brilliant in that movie, wasn't she?
yes, she was.
Brilliant. That hit movie. I watched it the
Yes.
first time. I was like, it sucked me right in. I was like, they're not gonna go longer. I was mad at, but that's just the story. But she was Bobby Fischer, like brilliant, kind of smart, and I love that she was thinking 5 moves ahead. And one of the things that and this is another thing, I'm just gonna minute just whatever. Um, People who experiment with drugs or with alcohol or whatever, it opens your mind to other realms of other thinking that's outside the box that you wouldn't normally think, right? You wouldn't normally whatever. I smoke a lot of weed. But I
It is
also
what it
hear,
is.
I like I said, I hear vibrations. I hear, for me, a sound. I have it's supposedly tetanus, tetanus, where you hear the ringing, but I have above average hearing. Like I've been tested several times. When I went in the Navy, I had such good hearing that they wanted to put me on sonar. I go, are you freaking kidding me? I can barely stand the own noise in my head, let alone ping, ping, ping. There's no way, right?
Okay.
So later on, I've been to concerts. I was in the Navy, so working around planes, jets, you know, and I still have the ringing in my ears. And I kind of tune it out because I have to, but other times it's, hey, Leonard, it's loud, right? It's kind of deafening. So I went and got my hearing tested again. I still have above average hearing, but what I'm hearing is sometimes it's frequencies. It's got to be because I hear it a louder. It's a louder pitch. Sometimes it's slower, and it's hard to explain. I don't know how to, but I also I just bought a singing bowl. One of them.
Soundbow,
Oh
soundbow.
my god, I love that thing. Cause I at nighttime on my laptop I have my earbuds in. I listen
Okay.
to different vibrations. I listen to different frequencies. That's what helps me sleep because I have such bad insomnia. I've had it since I can remember, and that really does help me sleep. I mean, I wake up to go pee or whatever, but it helps me go right back out. Usually that's takes I'm up and down all night and whatever. But if I remember to put in my earbuds and I take a couple gummies, I'm out. And I never have been able to sleep like that before. So that's it's getting your rhythm and finding what works for you. And and this, I love this community. I really do. Like I said, I would network with a lot of different people here that I see, and I'm glad that y'all are here. Yay! Um, it's That's what we need to do. We need to keep each other strong. We need to keep each other supported because, like, today I was crying. I was in tears. I didn't know where I was going to go. And I still don't. But I know that I have to whisper to myself every day. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I just know I'm going to make it every day. That even if it's like at a crawl pace, I'm moving forward. Some days I don't move at all, but at least I put my head up and I breathe. Like today, I was on what was it, Firebrand or whatever. Nick, was it Shane Yarrick, Kim Yarrick? Love them. Kim was like, "How you doing, Miss?" I said, "I'm treading water." She goes, "I know it's exhausting." And that's all we can do is even if I just am treading water, I'm not swimming to the shore, at least I'm treading water. My head's above water and I can breathe, and that's
Yes.
all I can do
Yes.
until someone throws me a life preserver.
I got you. I got you.
Right?
Okay.
And you threw me one today because I thought it was going to be for tomorrow.
It's
And then
okay.
when you reached out, it's like, oh, don't want to do it. I was like, okay, whatever. But then when you started talking, he's like, want to do it now? I was like, yes, I do. Because I kind of just wanted to get it out. And that's what we all need to do.
Yeah, I
That's
can
what this
tell
place is.
that.
That's why this app is so healing for me here, this community. Because I'm able to vent. I'm able to share with other people that feel the same way. We're able to, go through these emotions together because a lot of us feel alone. A lot of us feel isolated. A lot of us are isolated or don't have anyone to talk to. Because for me, I don't have my family. I had my son. He just kind of blew me off the other day. He don't want to talk about it anymore. And that's from coming from my kid, who's a biracial man, but he's working with whites, and he's influenced by other men in the MMA community. And he just, oh, I don't want to talk about it. And it hurt me to my core because I have no one to talk to now. I'm like, ah.
That's
So
not true. That's not
I
true. You got my number
Yeah,
now. You
right.
got
I
my
do.
number.
I
You can
do.
call me.
I do. I do. But it's even then you're like, okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't, there's, just it is what it is. But it's nice to have this as a community here because we get on here, like, yeah, right here, self isolating. Lisa said the same thing. We're not alone in this because I read on here all the time. I'm going through the same thing. My son the same way. My mother's the same way. I can't talk to my sister. I've had friends I've known since high school that I would have never guessed that they were this way, racist or misogynist or just you know, a bigot. I'm like that, but I guess this had to have happened to because it's an eye waking for all of us. We're all waking up to seeing the truth, harsh truth of each other. The
Miss
harsh truth
Hughes.
of who shows up and who falls asleep. The harsh truth of who's letting
Yes.
go of the wheel and who's just saying, "Oh, Jesus, take the wheel." And, well,
Yes.
Jesus may take the wheel, but God damn it, someone needs to steer.
Yes. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can we invite Lisa Joy up here?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have Lisa up here. Yeah. Let me plug my phone in here. How do you do it? I don't know how.
Oh, okay. You see that on the right hand side? There's a button there. It's
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Let me see. Like, I'm already following her. Okay, hold on. That's the current viewers. Hold on, live.
there's a face there. You press the face and then you look up her name. I can't do it because
Hold
this
on, let
is
me
your
see.
live.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me go. Yeah, yeah, I know how you're doing. Okay, hold on. All right, there we go. Did I do it right? I'm thinking.
We'll find out. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Everybody. We even have Natasha K here. Hello, everyone.
I know I've seen that.
Yeah, right. This was not planned. We decided we was gonna go live and have a conversation because Miss Yuse was fired up. She said, I'm
Well, it's not.
upset.
It's. I'm wounded. I've been wounded for a few weeks. With my son and my mother, and it's come to a catalyst. It's come to a head, and it's. And I know, like I said, I know I'm not the only one, and I like to get on here and other people to vent, and so other people will know that they're not alone. Hey,
There she
Sorry.
how you
is.
doing?
I
Yes.
I
Hey,
had to
Lisa
pee and I
Joy.
didn't want to do that online.
Oh no, I don't know.
That's
I don't know what
okay.
I'm doing. So it's a learning experience for me. I'm glad we could do it. 'Cause like I said, I
Oh
don't know what the fuck
dear.
I'm doing half the time. Hey,
It's all
bees,
good.
And my
Hey,
hair's still
hey,
wet from this
Biz.
morning.
It's all
So
good. You
right?
good. Yes,
But
that's what we do here.
Abby, I don't know why I'm here. They invited me, so I showed up.
That's what we do. We community. Okay?
right? I love this community. Like I said, we're building a great community here that's helping us to support, and so we're not alone. We're going through this together because there's so many people that are just isolated and feel like helpless and alone and afraid, and no one to communicate with, no one to vent to, no one to cry, and usually the people we're supposed to go to have that support, to have that unconditional understanding. Just even hear, they don't even want to hear us. They don't want to, be a part of it, or they don't. They're indifferent to the suffering of others, and that's what bothers me. From my mother, you know, she knows that I'm, SA survivor. She knows that my son's from. She knows all these things. She knows I'm going to law school. She knows I'm a veteran. So for me to try to show her this evidence and her say, "Oh, that's just," and I'm like, "You're insulting to me and my whole lifestyle, my whole everything I represent.
Did you
It's
tell her that?
insulting as fuck.
Did you tell
Couldn't be
her?
more insulting." And it's just to the point where and then she's like, "Well, you don't even want to be in the room with me." No, I don't. Because and for the time we tried to ignore it and try to, okay, we're not going to talk about um politics or whatever, but it always comes, somehow it comes up, and then it explodes into a big thing. And I love my mother, I love my son, and I be there for him, but I can choose to not be around them if it's toxic for me, because I have to worry about my health and not, you know um I worry about theirs, but I have to take care of myself first. What do they say? Put the oxygen mask on yourself before you take care of the other person next to you. Because if I can't walk and
Absolutely.
breathe, how am I going to help you?
You can't.
So, here, let's see. What's it say?
Lisa Joy is a very deep thinker. So,
Yes.
I
um,
am. I don't consider
yeah,
myself deep.
no.
Weird, maybe, but not deep.
I have a shirt that says, "You're weird and I like you."
Oh, nice.
You're weird. That's why I like you. That's what it says.
I,
You're
I
weird.
I
That's why I
was
like.
debating wearing my cluck off shirt today
Oh, yeah,
as I
yeah.
Okay.
had it have it washed, but then I was afraid of seeming offensive, and I was wearing my I was it's a rainy day and I keep assuring myself I
Thank you,
can take a
Michelle.
nap. And so I'm just wearing my yoga shorts and this t-shirt, and the yoga shorts happen to be dark pink, so I figured I'd wear this t-shirt because it's light pink. It's weird because I'm not a girly girl, and I keep finding all this pink stuff in my world, and I'm going, where
I
did the
got pink
pink
too.
come from?
You
Why
know,
am
I'm
I
I'm
wearing pink again? How
I'm
is all
exact
this
Gemini.
pink
I'm right in
from?
the middle with both. I can be a girly girl and I can be a tomboy. So I'm the
I'm
total
a Gemini
Gemini.
too. I'm a Gemini too.
Oh, are you?
Hey,
June 10th,
yes.
baby.
I'm a
May
Libra.
24th.
Okay.
Okay.
For a lot of people find that totally unsurprising when I say it. They're like, "Yeah, I can
Y-
see that."
Yep.
Yeah.
I share the same birthday in the same year as Judy Garland and Gilda Radner. They're both
Oh,
Oh,
born the
I love
year of
both
the
of them.
dog, both born June 10th. And who's also born June 10th is what is her name? God, she's a Long Island medium.
wow.
I
Okay.
love her, love her, love her. Her birthday's June 10th as well, but she's not the year of the dog. She's,
Arquette.
since she's born
Arquette.
66.
Arquette. Rosanna Arquette.
No,
Rosanna
no,
Arquette.
She said no.
no. The Long Island medium is God, I can't remember her name. She's got big
Oh,
hair,
the
big
real
nails.
Long Island medium, not the one who
Yes,
played it. Yeah. Okay.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The one who's
Okay.
actually, yeah, she's got the long nails and the hair. Yeah, she's very, very good. I love her to death. I can't think of her name. I'm like brain farting right now. But
I
yeah,
have been
she's
debating with all of the relabeling of things. If my dislike of being put in the girl box means I'm more non-binary under today's terms, but I don't care about having my pronouns changed or anything, but I hate the fact that it was assumed that I would be somebody who would bake cookies and listen to my
right.
man and everything. And I can change out an alternator.
That's
I've
right. I can change my own oil and my own tire.
I was taught how to rebuild automatic transmissions.
Okay. I'm not that
Um
good, but yeah, I was an engineman in the Navy, but I ain't gonna pull out a tranny and get under that. No,
yeah, yeah,
that's
if
now
I have a
that's right
tranny
there.
and a jack and
That's
an
some skill,
engine,
girl.
I can pull that stuff
Hey,
probably, but
Onyx.
hello, Onyx Rose. But yeah, so I said they're going, would I be considered non-binary since I don't want to be in the girl box? And I've been
Yeah,
wondering about that just the past couple days because I was like, I'm non-binary or I'm gender fluid or I'm this, that. And I'm like, I don't care about what my gender is. I couldn't care
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, I always put,
Okay.
I always put other because, I'm just whatever. They ask what race, I belong to the human race. I mean, you don't need to know all that shit. How about I
No.
like to keep my privacy private? Just like when they, well, who you voting for? None of your fucking business. Since when is it anybody's business who the fuck I vote for?
Well, it depends. If you want to
Nobody's.
avoid certain types of people, you might want to know if they voted for Trump.
Same thing
You
with
know?
my sex life. None of your fucking business. Since when is fucking my sex life anybody's business?
This is
I
true.
mean,
Nobody.
nobody's business. I don't want to know what my neighbor's doing next door. He don't want to know what I'm doing next door. You know
No,
why?
no,
Because it's
no. None of us really
privacy.
want to know that. To be honest, very
No.
few
Thank you. I
people
mean,
are
all
No.
this shit
interested
with
in what other people do in the
well,
bedroom.
there's too much porn in the
Okay.
world where people are like, got to yank on their wank all the fucking time, and let it go sometime and go wake up to the real world. Join the rest of us. Fuck. Seriously.
Oh my goodness.
Right? We're just keeping it
Oh
real.
Yeah,
my God.
yeah.
Damn.
My
Right.
son, I've got to figure out how to teach him to take care of himself. Speaking of that whole get your own oxygen mask on.
Right?
Um his partner doesn't drive,
Okay.
and the girl's dad is still with us at the moment until things change financially, and neither of them can take her to speech therapy. My son worked 12 hours, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. this morning, and even got off late. He didn't get home till 8:30 this morning. Then he had to go shopping. He had to take the girl to speech therapy. He has to be back to work at 7 o'clock this evening. He was still awake and doing stuff for everyone else at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you can't live this way,
I
kid.
know
You've
he's
got
yeah.
Mm-mm.
you've
Mm-mm.
got
Yeah.
to take time for yourself to rest, because this he's like, I have this terrible headache. And it's like, go figure.
Really?
Well, he's got to learn to say no to
Yeah.
other people. It's called boundaries. You can't do
And the worst
everything
thing
for
is his
everybody all
mother
the
doesn't
time.
have them either. So
You
I'm a
can't. I know. I'm the
lousy.
same way. But it's lead by example, and I'm learning now that I have to start saying no to people. I have to start saying yes to myself because
Mhm.
it is what it is. Like I said,
Right.
I'm bending over the other day. I sneezed 3 times and I'm on the floor because 508 discs. One of them slipped. You know.
Oh, owie.
Hello. Hello. Phone solicitor.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, I just got one earlier, and they're like, "Yeah." As soon as I say I'm a veteran, click. That's my favorite. As soon as I tell them I'm a veteran, click, because we can't help you if you're a veteran. Fuck. Anybody else we can give benefit. We got this benefit package we sent out to you. Did you receive it yet? And I'm like, oh yeah, really? And I get through the spiel. Okay, I'm gonna get benefits. I'm gonna get help. Oh, you're a veteran. All
That's
day long.
messed
So I don't even
up.
answer it half the time anymore. My son will answer it just so he can screw with them.
And I'm sorry for not answering your phone call because
Oh,
I'm
that's
like, oh, I
okay. You
don't know
don't
who that is. I
exactly. I
see.
get it, girl. I screen my shit too now. I every now and then I get a hair up my ass and I want to have fun. Then
Well,
irritate them because they're irritating me. So I'm poking the bear back.
I 1,500 a month doesn't stretch far enough. And so I started
So
trying to look for work from home jobs,
yeah.
and discovered that a lot of those places that tell you they'll help you find work from home jobs are
Oh,
actually,
bullshit.
they're bullshit, and they
Yep.
sell your information.
To every fucking body.
And so my phone literally is on super, it only lets people who are on my contact list ring through. I
Yeah.
don't get any other phone
Oh
calls
yeah.
except for those,
Yep.
because
I used to get those too, but then every now and then I'll get a call from the VA, and the VA will call me on the outside landline because usually I get a call from, and it'll say the VA, blah blah blah. But then I'll get a call, and I'm like, I missed the call, gah! So
right.
every now and then you're like, damn, I got to answer. So I used to have that feature, trust me, and now because but I need to put that feature back on. But right now I'm going through this crap with unemployment, so I got to answer the phone. You never know if it's a scam call.
Yeah.
Here they are again. They call in twos.
what
Hello.
what happened to that system they had? Do not call. Do they
Oh,
still
well,
have
see,
that
the
system?
problem
Oh
is
yeah.
on the scam sites, you
Huh.
sign a thing giving them permission to
Let's
call
turn this
you and
off.
for their representatives to call you. Then anyone who buys the list from them officially owns the list, because
That's
they're
right.
their assistants or associates. And you go into everybody's call
You
is
remember that
spare list
commercial?
again.
And they told her friend, and so on, and so
Yep.
on, and so on, and so on, and so on.
Yep.
And you got
That's
50,000
what
people to go out here and
happens.
frickin' information. Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a joke. So yeah. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I'm gonna make sure to put your name next to your number
Oh,
so
that's
when
okay.
when
Yeah,
you
right.
call, I know it's you. Okay. I'm screening my calls. Okay.
I know that's right. I gotta enter yours and mine. So yeah, we'll have each other's number.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
If
makes.
if
Go ahead.
people want to, ever call me, they have to get on my list first, or I won't.
Thank you. Right.
Okay. Because I'm trying
Somebody
to keep my
was
peace.
I say it
yeah.
like this: I'm a New York fucking club. You have to be on my guest list to enter for me to even, even deal with you. If you ain't on the
You-
guest list, sorry, you're gonna wait in line.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a long line. Okay. You
That's
better take a
right.
number. Okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's cold outside. It might be raining, snowing. Better take
Somebody I've talked
shelter.
to for months was having a
Hey,
bad
Rouser.
day. And so I messaged them my phone number and then realized they might call me really quickly. And I had to, before I got the next message out saying, hey, I need your number to add you, they'd already called and got sent straight to voicemail. And then they get my next message going, hey, I need your number or I won't hear it.
Right.
Because I was like, they're desperate, they're upset, they want someone to talk to, and they go straight to voicemail.
Well, remember when we actually had
Okay.
the answer machine where you wait for the beep and okay, blah 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 blah. Yeah, we used to have my husband's mother when she called, or his stepmother when she called. It would like literally the whole tape, like an
Got the
hour, 2 hours.
phone.
And she didn't use the whole like 2 hour tape. We
Oh
would go
wow.
and come back and like, okay, so this whole must have a lot of people called. The whole tape's gone. Nope, just his mother, stepmother. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Yep, the whole tape, two
Oh
hour tape,
wow.
2 hours. Long message, and all about
Wow.
nothing. She said nothing the whole
Yeah.
time. It was like, yeah, we used to laugh hysterically over that.
Yeah, I hate that when you call somebody, they have a long message. I hang up. I'm like, that's
Or
too
how about the one
much.
with like, oh hey, how you doing? Blah blah. Then
I like the
you think you're talking
pound.
to them, and then
It was
oh,
the
leave a
skip.
message. Click. Yeah, they think they're funny, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
like the pound to skip whatever their greeting is. And then half the time you still don't
Okay.
get to
let
do
me
anything.
see.
I like the color of your hair. Is
Oh, it's
that
purple. I
black
gotta get it
cherry?
redone. It's pink and purple. I gotta get it
Oh,
redone.
okay.
I
Nice. I
suffer
like
from
that
my
color.
color because this is like probably about a year old. I had needed to have it redone. When I wash it, I use very very cold hair to cold water
Mm-hmm.
when I shampoo it because I mean I'm like freeze through it because that's what helps keep the color longer. Because
Oh,
if not, it would have been
Hmm,
faded out already. But yeah, I need to get
wow.
it redone.
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't do anything.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have any grays yet? See, I have like yeah. You can.
I have a few. They're
They're
just
covered
kind of
up right
hard to
now. I got
see.
some. But yeah, I'm
Um,
peppered. I'm
I'm
peppered.
almost 60.
See, I'll be 56
Wow.
this year, June
I'm
10th, 56.
57.
Yeah.
I'll be 58.
I'll be
So,
64 next month.
wow. I've
Yeah.
always felt that people of color age so much better than white people, though. It's
Because black don't crack, it spreads.
She right. She right. It spreads, right? Yeah.
You ain't never heard that, Lisa?
no, that's awesome.
It's due to the pigmentation, I was told. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
what I always
yeah,
thought too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a long week. This week I'm glad it's the weekend. But I don't know with my son. It's just he's working this weekend, so I wanted to hang out with him, but like I said, I think I'm gonna
Onyx,
There's
just
daylight.
kind of
Onyx
stay away
says
for a couple
she'll
weeks.
be 53. Wow.
Oh, all right.
You look young.
Yes.
Oh, Russell,
Well,
he said he's
at our
almost
age,
70.
we don't look our age because um we age differently than our grandparents did or our parents did. the
Hmm.
health, we eat healthier, or we take better with skincare products, or even just supplements, whatever. But or even the
I've never
workload.
done any of that.
Yeah.
But
Um.
my grandmother still had black hair in the back of her head at
Yeah.
70.
Wow.
She had
Wow.
silver, and I can remember my aunt begging her to dye her hair one color or the other
Yeah.
because the two tone was driving my aunt crazy because she was a beautician. She's like, we can make it all match, Mom. We can do
Right.
this. And my
That would drive me
grandmother,
nuts too. Yeah.
good old fundamentalist Baptist, said, we do not dye our hair. God did not make us that way. And I'm like, well,
Right.
you sure put on a heck of a lot of makeup. What's the difference?
That kills me. You have all these mega cult members saying we don't want trans people because they're changing their body. Well, hello, how many freaking times have you been stuck like a voodoo cushion? Because
Mhm.
that work you've had done here, that,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
that doesn't look
right?
natural. When you smile like the Joker, that's creepy, dude. Not a friendly smile. Yeah. Still have raccoon eyes, right? Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God. Yeah, when their
My
eyes
eyes
get
always
deeper and
look
deeper
dark.
back in their head. I mean, good Lord, it's creepy. You don't look alive. I'll tell you that. You don't look. And half of them, I've looked at them. They were pretty before they had the surgery. Why would you want to make yourself freakishly? There's one lady that looks like Jigsaw
Exactly.
off of the Saw movies. She looks like
Okay.
Jigsaw. Literally, she's like, it's creepy. You have the audacity to judge someone else for their freaking lifestyle. What is their lifestyle? Your business, anyways. Why you're not
Right.
living for them and they're not living for you? That's what kills me. Why is everybody so busy worried about fucking other people's business? Stay in your lane, fuckers. Worry about yourself. Shit. I got my own shit to worry about. Be worried about what the fuck is in my neighbor's yard.
Well,
Shit.
Okay.
I
The
assume
only
my
time I
neighbors
want my
Yes.
worry
neighbor in
about
my
my
yard is when
yard.
I'm paying them to mow it.
Yeah. I figure my neighbors are constantly looking, going, did she mow her yard recently enough? And the thing is, I'm
Right?
out in the country, so I like don't even like fertilize or reseed, and my dog's destroying the yard at the moment. I'm going, do I really care?
Right?
Hmm.
I
If
got a
it
Okay.
bad case
doesn't
of the
grow
fuck
as
it.
fast, I don't mow it as often. So
Right?
There
I
it
got what
is.
I call a case of the fuck it. So I just fuck it. I don't give a shit. Fuck it. It's a bad case of the fuck it's. You get to a certain age, you just have no filter, and I pissed long enough in a piss cup for the military. I don't have to piss for nobody anymore. Nobody's
right.
Yes.
unless they're signing my check, or even then, I really don't care. I mean, if you can't have me killed or keyholed, I don't. What do I give a shit?
I just heard my cat. I'm gonna have to go to my door really fast and let him in
Oh, okay.
because I'm locked out and it's screaming off and on today.
You're like, yeah, why you leave me outside? What's up?
I had a cat that was more like a dog. He was all black cat. I named him Kunta Kinte
Okay.
because he was an
Why
African
why
jungle
can't you get it?
kitty. He was African jungle
Oh,
kitty because
okay.
we lived. It looked like a jungle where I was in Carolina, and he got huge, and he was all black. And my husband tried to name him Swanton where we found him in Ohio. I go, that's a freaking, but that's a white name. He goes, he needs an African name, so I named him Kunta Kinte. And my black friends were they laughed their ass off when they heard that shit. Kunta, Kunta.
Oh
I'm so glad you called me. I'm having so much fun here
I,
today.
I I needed I needed to laugh. It's I have a lot of pain and a lot of tragedy that's happened in my life, but I have a lot of laughter, and that's
right.
one thing that my husband and I we met in the psych ward at the VA. We both
Oh
have
wow.
PTSD. His is
Okay.
he's from combat. Mine's from military sexual trauma. So we understand each
Hmm.
other's crazy, and that was one of the things that we may argue or whatever, but we always laughed. His name is Mark. My name is Wendy. We used to Mark and Mindy, Mark and Wendy. You can remember that. You can
Hmm.
remember us, right?
Right.
And one thing we always had that it's just he's my Ed McMahon kind of thing. He gets my sense of humor. I don't have to explain shit. In the movie Up in Smoke, I ain't looking at his neck.
Yeah.
And he goes in there. He goes, don't say anything about my cousin's neck. He goes in there. First thing, I ain't looking at his neck. My husband, we get that sense of humor immediately. Like, just,
Right.
I don't have to say anything to him. And he just looks at him. And he just bursts out laughing, right?
Hmm.
That's the kind of, energy I like to bring to every room, because if you can't laugh, you're never going to make it through life.
You're
I've been
right.
at people's funerals where I can't stop giggling. And that's what they would want it, because they don't want me crying at their funeral. They want me to laugh remembering them. And that's how I want people to think, I don't want you to think of me in sorrow. I want you to think of me in laughter. And
Right.
that's how we get through our pain and through this hard
Hmm.
time, is to
Right.
laugh through
Yes.
this kind of bullshit. The Lego
Well.
fucking videos, I don't know if y'all have seen them. Oh my God, they're phenomenally funny and accurate, and they're entertaining. And I think that it's brilliant how the Iranians have thought of this, because we
Hmm.
are such a country that is entertained and um, just indifferent to everything unless it's, in front of on a screen.
Right.
We're so tuned to, and they want them, especially the mega cult. They like the satire, they like the drama, they like the, and it's got everything in that. It's got the drama, it's got the, it's got all of that, the animation, it's got the entertainment. So that's, yay. They're doing a great job, and it's probably
Sadly, we are
working.
very predictable
Oh yes,
as a
Yes.
thank you.
group.
And
We
Yes.
that's the
really
sad
are.
part, is because they've been watching Fox News, going, okay, that's what these dumbasses like,
Yep. Pretty
and they gave
much.
it to them.
Right.
And
It's.
I mean, it's, I think it's brilliant.
Hmm.
They in fact they got other. There's not just the Lego ones. They got why don't you seen the one with Pete Hegseth when he's got the hot pants on? He's doing little spins. Oh my God, it's phenomenally hysterical. He's got these golden hot pants on, and he's literally shaking his ass,
That
shaking.
seems about right for him.
It's freaking awesome.
He's a dick. He's a dick.
Oh my
He
God.
is.
And
Yeah.
like I
He's.
said, just the they have chosen the right platform to get the attention of the maggots that need. They are still being, that are still being, what do you call it, where you're distracted by the
Mhm.
light, like, ooh, I got a toy, like a distracted cat got the little toy. That's what they're doing right now. They got this little toy they're distracting them with, and they're leading them to the cheese,
Okay.
You know.
because these, they've been three blind mice for a while now, going around stabbing each other. They're just, Irene's going, here's the cheese, we're gonna lead you to it, we know you're blind, dumbasses, we'll get you to the cheese.
There was a book, Who Moved the Cheese. I don't know if you
I
ever read
remember
that
that.
book.
Oh my goodness. Leadership
Yes.
class in corporate America. Yep. 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 Who
Yeah,
moved my
right.
cheese? I even had a mug with a cheese coaster as a reward for going to the Who Moved My Cheese lessons.
I had for Christmas, one of my work coworkers got me a squeeze of cheese. It's
Oh
this huge thing
wow.
where you squeeze it, and it's the squeeze the cheese. It's kind of like, when you're mad, whatever. Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
The
I left it at
fuzzball
work, but
things.
yeah. When I got fired, I never went back and got it, so I figured, they could use the cheese more than I could.
I'm thinking about starting to crochet more squishy things,
Yes,
as
yes,
sell them as squishy things.
yeah. Hold on here. Where's mine? Hold on,
I
I
mean,
got
like,
one.
I mean, this guy. I mean, you get to move his wings back and forth and make them go all different connections, and you get to squish them. And I mean, this is
Look,
a
I
lot of
got one for
fun.
each
And
hand. Okay.
you need a bee. You really need a bee. Admit it, or a
All
chicken.
right.
But
Yeah.
Okay. All
In fact,
right.
I popped a couple of these damn things, because let me tell you, I have popped a few. All right. I used to have one. You remember Spencer's, the gag store in the
yeah,
mall? I used to have this one where it was hard plastic, and it had this thing in the middle, a sound. And if you threw it up against the wall, it sounded like glass shattering.
right.
And I used to throw it so hard I put dents in my wall. My mom got mad and broke that thing. She said, "You can't have this no more." Because I was like, ah, because the glass was like, ah, you hear the shattering. It's like, oh, I broke something. Yes. Yeah, stressfully.
This is a booby for
I
anyone who
seen the
hasn't
booby.
been on my
Yeah, that's
show and
cute.
seen this. This is a booby.
Remember, I told you I have a shirt that says boobies. I have two
Yeah.
boobies. One I and and that's what it
The
says. It's a
booby is my
Halloween
son's
shirt. It's
fault.
a Halloween shirt with two little ghosts, and they have wings, and it says my boobies.
Yeah. My son was the one who suggested boobies. He's like, "Well, mom, if you make them like ghost colors, you can call them
Selling
boobies."
boobies, exactly. I love it.
Oh
I
yeah, that's
friggin'
so
love it.
cute. That
I
is
know.
so cute. How much would you sell that for?
Well, the smaller bees probably around 15 plus
Yeah,
shipping. This guy
yeah,
is actually a super large bee. He's
yeah.
actually bigger than the chickens as far as the amount of yarn that goes in him, so he'd be
I
about
love it. I love
25.
it.
And I have a
It
slightly
is
smaller one that
cute.
go for
Hey,
20.
all right. If I had the money, girl, I'd get one. But I just, lost
Yeah.
my employment, so
Yeah, but
I'm
if
on. Yeah,
anyone wants to message me and order bees, there are plenty of bees, and there's
yes.
chickens and bunnies, and I'm getting eyelash yarn, and I'm going to be making hedgehogs because there are
Oh,
a
I've
couple
seen
of
the hedgehog. Those
hedgehog
are
They're
cute.
lovers.
Yes,
cute. They're
the hedgehogs.
cute.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a black and white eyelash yarn, and that's the like really spiky looking yarn.
Yeah, yeah.
So you make the hedgehog, and then you take the spiky yarn and you put it all over the back to give you the prickly look for the.
That's cool. That'd be really cool when it's
So
done. That'll
yeah.
be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
my,
said,
my son has like serious dental issues and can't afford the copays even.
yeah. I know. I
So
need to get teeth work done myself, and yeah,
yeah,
I have a big fear of the dentist. I was when I was younger, the dentist. I peed my pants because he told me. I came out and you could see where they were holding me down. I had like grip marks. My mom went back in there and ripped him a new asshole because he told me if I
Okay.
didn't open. Well, you're only 5 years old and they have a needle this freaking long. They're telling you open wide. I'm like, right. And so
right.
I'm crying, and they tell me if I don't open my mouth, they're gonna, what was it? Give me a shot on the outside of my mouth or something. They scared me so bad to where I like, but I wet my pants. And so
Mhm.
when my mom found out, she was livid. And
Oh
then I
yeah.
had another dentist when I was so I was always deathly afraid. And then when I was in the Navy, I was having my tooth pulled out, one of my wisdom teeth, and I'll
Mhm.
never forget the guy. His name was Captain Coral, piece of shit. I remember telling him, "Hey, I have a real bad phobia of dentists. Like I'm gonna, kind of whatever, whatever." He goes, "Okay, but you know what this son of a bitch did? He blindfolded me. Didn't give me
What?
no anesthetic, and I can literally hear it, and I'm
Ugh.
hyperventilating, crying. You know what he did? He left the instrument in my mouth and he walked away and says, "I'm not gonna come back until you stop crying." I
What
had to
the?
compose myself, blindfolded, snotting, with the instrument hanging out of my mouth to mellow out before you come back and pull my freaking tooth. And
You
that's
gotta
why I
love
don't
the
like going to the
military.
freaking dentist. And it's been years and I need to go. Yeah. So I totally
You
Yeah.
get it.
do. You do
I
And
need to
not only
I
go.
that, healthcare doesn't, they usually, when they give you healthcare, they don't give you a dentist too. So you have to
no, they
pay for that
don't.
yourself.
No,
And
Right.
they
in the
don't.
military, in the VA, it used to be if you're 50% or more, you get help, you get dental, right? Well, now it's 90% because I get 50% and now I don't qualify because you have to have 90%. So I'm always like that one needle in the haystack. That's me. So yeah,
I
and
had a hyperemic pulp last time they did a
oh,
root canal on me, which he said that it was growing blood supply and nerves back into the tooth so fast he couldn't even anesthetize it. And he would drill out all the dead stuff, put stuff in to kill the nerves and stuff, and have me come back in 2 weeks. We did this for 6 months.
mm,
And I've never been to the dentist to get the crown done. And
come here,
I've
baby,
never
you.
gone back since. I
Come on.
need scaling done and everything. And I'm just like,
Oh,
uh, I don't have the extra money for the
come here, baby
copays
girl.
and I'm scared. So,
Let me tell you something. What I did when I was living in Detroit, I went to the dental school where they have they're teaching the
right,
students, okay? But
Yes.
they have a senior doctor working with them.
Yes.
right, right.
I would try that. Try some of those universities and see if they have a dental school and see
Yeah.
if you can get into that program. A dental student
Yeah.
is better than nothing,
Oh yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I just got where I can now because I applied, I qualify for state and they offer dental, so I have to call around and find out who will take it. So
Hmm.
um
I, ooh, that, okay. I think Missouri's trying to get money out of poor people. I have been getting bills from Missouri Medicaid for every month this year for my spend down, for the amount difference between when I would qualify and not.
Yeah.
And if you have that much in medical bills, it automatically puts you onto Medicaid.
Mhm.
So I need to find out if Medicaid will cover my dental.
Yeah.
For $374, I might be able to get all my dental work done
There you go.
as
That's
long as I get it
good.
done in 30 days.
Good
So
luck
I
with
need to
that.
find
Yeah,
a
you got to cram it
Medicaid
in there.
accepting
Yeah.
dentist and see if I can get them to help me with this. Because if we could
Yeah.
do this, then I could get all my dental stuff caught up and only pay $374 for it instead of what
Yeah.
it would cost otherwise.
Well, there's another thing too,
Yes.
is they also if you're on state aid, they do so much work for so much money for that year, cuz I know I'll have to have more work probably done than what, is allotted, or I have to pay out of pocket or whatever. So
You
they
talking about
might,
deductible?
yeah, they might, and like you're
Deductible.
allowed. I think I read on it, it's like a tooth extraction and some other, like drilling and a couple cavities, couple teeth cleanings. That's what you qualify for so much a year, which is equivalent to like maybe 5 grand or whatever.
Right.
Like there's a certain cap that they have, but you'll be able to at least know. Look, I'm sure you can get online and even find out, because everything's freaking information
Right.
city. So you can
Well,
look up and figure
a
out what.
problem for a lot of people these days when it comes especially to dental work, but even
Yeah,
now with other medical providers, is they are billing you the estimated amount you will have to pay up
yeah,
front.
yeah.
And if you can't pay it, they won't do anything to you.
That's bullshit. And that's
And
basically what that is that's going against the Hippocratic Oath. They're denying you health care.
then what they do is they expect you to wait for them to reimburse you if they overcharge you. And it
And
can take months to get the money back. And a friend of mine who's been doing this, she actually has had them say, well, we'll just credit it towards your next bill and not even give her the money back that she paid ahead.
uh-uh.
That's messed up.
That's, yeah,
So,
Did
reimburse my
Did
ass.
you
You'll never see
see?
that money. You
Did
know
you
what I'm
see
saying?
B's content? I mean, comment.
about this Kreider healthcare, that's not what I have. See, I have Medicare already because
Yeah,
I'm on disability.
yeah,
So I have Medicare, and because I'm disabled, I'm eligible for Medicaid, but I make
yes.
$374 a month, too much money to be
See, that's
a
what
hundred
kills me.
percent
You're
of
like, you're a sliver above, but really you're
right.
still poverty. They want to keep you so like,
Mhm.
so grounded in the dirt that we can't ever get ahead. But that's our fault for not making enough. It's your fault for not, having not you won't qualify because you make too much, which is a sliver above the line, right? But yet
Mhm.
we can't give you health care because you don't make enough for that to qualify. So you make too much to qualify for the state care, but you don't make enough to qualify for the private care. So,
That's
but that's our
What's
fault
even
BS.
somehow.
worse than that is every state gets to add to the program if they want to. I found out in Iowa, I would be eligible for $274 a month in food stamps. I am not eligible for a dime in Missouri.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, every state's different. Yep. See what my
So,
shirt says? Justifiably furious.
Okay.
I thought it was just ever so fitting for today. Yeah.
That's why you should run, Ms.Yuse. That's why you should run for your local offices.
And
Okay,
like I
so
said,
you can
I
make.
just got on this thing because I do a lot of reading. I just found this one site where it's, what is it called? I wrote it down. Hold on, because I want to give it to other people, because it's a great site where you can look up stuff and find out what local offices are available, which I'm going to do. I just put it? Join tab us. JOINTAB.us. And then you click on find your seat right now. Find your seat and then right now, whatever. And then yeah. And it goes down and will show you, and then you put your zip code in or whatever, and it will tell you, give you a list later on. It'll compile a list of what's your local area, what's available, if anything's, open, yada yada. Because all I can
See,
do is
that's
throw my
why.
hat in the ring, I mean, what do I got to lose? See, that's the scariest person, is the person who's got nothing to lose.
mhm. Well, I've still got my
Yes,
house
exactly.
and the farm to lose. Well, what's
Yeah,
left, what little bit of farm I have left.
yeah.
Um, and the fact that I have this place is the only reason I haven't starved to death or ended up homeless. And as it is, if I don't get my taxes caught up at least kept where they are at the moment, I
Hey,
will be
Robes.
homeless. But at the moment, it keeps a roof over my head.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and the
Yeah, I
fact I
own
have a
mine
roof over
outright.
my
I own my
head,
place outright. I just pay, a certain amount every month, but it's, which is lower than any of the rent or anything else that's in this
right?
area. So I'm very, very grateful because I live in a very nice area,
Oh,
and I
nice.
pay, I pay pennies on the dollar compared to what other people pay. So
Yeah,
it is not Taj Mahal, but it's mine. It's all mine.
yeah,
You know, that's all I
yeah.
can say. It's humble, and I may not be here forever, but if I am here forever, at least it's mine. You
Right.
know.
I have 12 acres and a farmhouse built in 1948.
Wow, cool.
So, and my
Yep.
garden shed is collapsing, unfortunately.
Ugh,
I
yeah.
they didn't check this land when they built,
hmm
and the ground is really soft, and so they built the garden shed over a root cellar,
Yeah.
and the
Okay.
root cellar basement has caved in on one
Oh,
side because the ground supporting that
sure.
wall gave up.
Okay. Well, you can move your shed and then they have those sheds now that they're kits and they snap
Well,
together.
yeah. See, what I want to do, and what my son of another mother is supposedly going to help do is we want to prop up the wall that the foundation fell out from under and rebuild that foundation wall and fill in the entire underneath where the floor fell in on the
Sure.
root cellar and get that all level and just have it
Sure.
sitting on the ground
Okay.
with the
So there's not a hole
foundation
there
underneath.
anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz
And
it's dangerous. You don't want anybody to
right.
fall through and hurt. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I figure it'll cost me about $600
Yeah.
if I do that, but I will have a nice building that's still fairly stable,
Well,
and it
how much
won't
would
have
it
as
cost
much.
to repair that though? How much would it cost to repair it? Would it cost more?
Well, they'd have to bring in something and lift the building off of the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
foundation. Otherwise,
Well, I
I'm
was gonna
trying to
say, don't
work
you have to
around
lift
that.
that anyways, or you just want to fill it in?
I'm going to fill it in and try to just rebuild the one
Okay,
foundation
okay,
wall,
yeah,
and
yeah.
try to make it work because I don't want to. I can't afford to do it the right way. So
I
I'm
know.
hoping if I
And
do
I was
it
just,
this way.
but the thing is, it's a root cellar. This at this day and age would be a great idea to have in case you lose power or
But
whatever.
the root cellar, I can't
Yeah,
rescue
it's
that
just
for
sad.
sure.
It is. Yeah, but that's a sad loss. But yeah, I do what you have to do to make it safe and
Right.
appropriate. But if you
Yeah.
could, man, to keep it a root cellar, my God, that's a great
If it were
investment.
farther from the house, the easiest way to tear it down would be to set it on fire, but it's so close to the house it would
Oh
burn
yeah,
the
you don't
house
want to.
down
Yeah,
too.
you don't
So
want
I
to. Yeah,
can't there's the only thing I can do is
no.
either rescue it
Yeah,
or tear it down from the top down, and that's gonna take me forever and I can't afford to hire someone.
yeah.
So
So
I
just do
think
what you
a
can
couple
to
of
fix
hundred
it. Yeah,
dollars in gravel to fill in around all of the collapsed concrete
yeah.
and fixing that foundation wall, hopefully, if I can get some
Hey,
help.
Twyla. I just
So
thought of something too. God dang it! When it gets warmer, because my son and I, he's got two towers, and we wanted to grow some of our own herb, some weed. But
nice.
two towers, we it's a lot, and it's gonna be our first time growing. But also because with the food shortage that's gonna be coming, we want to do one tower just weed and the other tower vegetables and stuff.
Hmm.
But it's different from regular gardening. You don't need as much dirt and not as much space. I've done some research, but I this one guy had it was supposed to have a seminar, a webinar or whatever. It was Monday at 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm in school, damn it, and I could not miss a class. So I
Yeah.
DM'd him. I'm hoping to get maybe he tape the seminar or can give me some more advice or whatever. But
If I could afford to do raised beds, I would
yeah,
put in raised beds already, but I can't
you
afford
know
that
what's a
either.
great idea is I seen online is milk crates.
Hmm.
Milk crates are a great idea for potatoes and onions
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
other certain vegetables that you can do
Right.
in milk crates and you can stack them. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
And you can
there's
also
other
like
options.
plant them
Yeah.
sideways and they'll be
Yep.
happy. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, they turned the back part of my yard into a potato patch before they sold it to me, and
Okay.
they didn't till it back
Oh,
down. So it's a mess of ruts.
I was
So
gonna
I
say it's got to be like break your ankle city.
Yeah, so what I did is I gave up and instead I take it and I just planted a whole bunch of wildflower seeds back there
Yeah.
and let them reseed. And I have a pollinator plot in my backyard.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
just don't
Yeah.
mow that part because
Yeah.
running a lawnmower over it is painful.
Oh God, yeah. I could,
Doing, doing, doing,
yeah.
doing, doing.
You take
B,
your blades out. Yeah.
Yeah, and
B,
I probably mow 4 acres. It takes 4 hours to
says
mow my
she.
yard.
I'm
Uses
sorry.
totes.
Oh, cool.
What kind of totes? I'm thinking like tote bags or um
I want some grow bags for my fig trees. I just haven't been able to afford
yeah.
the dirt or the grow
Yeah,
bags. I
grow
got
bags are good too. I use grow bags for like the upside down for like tomatoes and stuff instead of growing them upright because the stalk always falls down. You got to lean it up anyways. So it's just easier with
those are
a
fig
topsy
trees
turvy basket whatever.
that need new homes right there. Those are fig trees.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
I
nice,
I love
nice.
figs. Oh my god, I did not know what a
They
real
are
fig
good.
tasted like. And then I got a fig tree.
yeah.
See,
I love
I
figs.
I
Yeah,
I moved in here and I got all these gardening catalogs and they had
yeah,
something called a Chicago Hardy fig. And I'm like, "Oh, Chicago Hardy, that means it'll be fine here in Missouri because it's
yeah.
not Chicago." Well, that was just a marketing name. And the thing dies down to the ground and comes back every year.
Cool.
And if it wasn't coming back every year, it'd get me figs faster. So as it is, by the time it gets figs set, I only get figs for about 2 weeks before it gets too cold for them.
Ah,
But oh my god, I love figs. I
yeah.
tasted that first fresh fig and I'm like, oh, these are the best tasting fruit I've ever
They're
had.
good. They are very good. Yeah. My son or my mom, she's her yard where because he shares a yard with her. The back berm is all there's trees and it's mostly shade, but she's
Right.
got behind where it's his house and her shed, and it's all nicely not really paved, but it's mulch back there and stuff. And there's between his house and the privacy fence is a good space where we can put those grow towers and then have the because it gets a lot of sun and then have that what do you call it, the privacy fence to
Mhm.
hang between the grower and the house or the fence in the house to hang other like if I have cucumbers or something they will or even zucchini that will latch on to because vines they grow like vines, so you want to have other vines that you can hang them from. So I've had other ideas. I just need to know what vegetables I can grow where because some of the slots are smaller than others,
Mhm.
and where to, on. And I have seen other videos. I need to get online and on this guy because he's got like a whole freaking backyard, nothing but
Mhm.
grow towers,
Mhm.
nothing but grow towers, and just everything you can think of. And I want
Neat.
to do, I want to do lettuces and different stuff, but I don't know if you have to do a bunch of different lettuces if once you pull the stalk if it's gone, that
Mhm.
kind of shit. So that's the kind of stuff I want to know. You
My
know,
grandmother, she had these really big homemade flower boxes and she
yeah,
would plant them with lettuce seeds
yes,
and just do lettuce. And then what happened is she would pull them up and replant.
yes,
And she only didn't plant lettuce in the hottest part of the summer because it would go to seed
oh
too
yeah,
fast and be too spindly. But spring and fall, she had all the lettuce she could eat.
okay, okay.
So, yeah,
So that's why, yeah, I got because they had. I see that they had the little slots where the lettuce grows. And I'm thinking, okay, once you pull that stalk, that's an empty slot. What do I put
right.
back there? Because I want to be able to utilize all the spots I can because we're gonna try to can and do that kind of stuff. So my mom has all that. Well, she doesn't have a bunch of equipment. She's got a lot of it from when her catering business. She got rid of most of it, but some of the stuff she's still got. And I don't know. I think she did might get rid of her canning shit. We might have to buy some more, but it is what it is. It's going to save us
Well,
money, and in the long run, it's going to be healthier for us. With
all
all
you
this.
Yeah, look at.
need for most of your vegetable canning is water bath canning. You don't need a pressure cooker. You only need a pressure cooker if it's got like for meats and things, or
Yeah.
it depends on the acidity level of what you can as to whether or not you need to
Well,
worry
I'm
about
thinking
pressure
the big
cooker.
pot that you put them in, to
Hmm.
boil. Like, is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about? You only need one of the big
You see a
pots.
stock pot, you don't need to actually have a pressure cooker for most of
Yeah.
your canning. You just
Yeah.
have to do a water bath. You
Yeah.
boil
Water.
it for
You're
X
right. That's
number
what I'm
and
saying.
then
So yeah.
yeah.
And the thing is, we used to have the big one, and I used to have a big, big one, and I got rid of it because I'm downsizing and whatever. but we might just have to do smaller stock pots, like you said.
Right. I have about a gross of pint canning jars in my basement. So,
Yeah, I have the big ones. I have some of the small pint size ones, but I have the big jars.
and I've
Just
I've got 4 gallon size. My husband
yeah.
wanted to use those to make kimchi and things.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna definitely want to eat. Well, it's not just eating healthier because we always eat healthy. But when I was just like yesterday or the day before, went to Kroger's and was getting chicken, the rotisserie chicken, because I just wanted something quick to take
Mm.
over my boyfriend's house. And I seen the chickens, they have one was like different, some different flavors and different whatever. And I seen one that was kind of smaller, but it said no what is it?
MSG.
No not MSGs, no steroids or yeah,
Oh, okay.
added, GMOs, whatever, GMOs. Right? And I was like, huh, let me grab that one. It's smaller, but damn it, I don't want no freaking chemicals because that's what they're doing. Well, they want bigger breasts, they want this, they want that. So they're modifying shit, and then you wonder why you got cancer in your eyes. Like, you
Well, a
know,
lot of chickens, the reason there's antibiotics is because they keep the chickens in such close conditions that
yes,
they get themselves sick.
thick, exactly.
One of the reasons chicken breasts are so big is we've learned to do this breed called a Cornish cross.
Yes,
Cornish cross chickens grow so fast that if you don't restrict their food, they will break their legs from how heavy they get by
I've
the
seen those.
time
Yes,
they're
because they're
3 months old.
yes, yes, yes,
And that it's just because they've selectively bred them for so long that they grow like that. And there are people who get these chicks a lot of times when they raise chicks in school, they're Cornish crosses.
yeah,
And these kids take them home and they're in love with this little chick and they don't know that they can't take care of it the same
yeah.
way. And it ends up having to
Mm.
die before it's 6 months old.
Uh,
And if you feed them very carefully, you can keep them alive for almost 2 years.
yeah,
But my laying hens, my oldest laying hen lived to be 12. Um,
Mm.
most commercial chickens are killed before they're 2 years old.
yeah.
They
My
they turn them into soup.
Yeah, my mom, when she had her catering business, that was the only complaint we ever got for her business was her chicken breasts were too big because she would buy them, they were huge, and
Hmm.
people were like these are too, like too much, blah blah. So we learned to cut them in half
Hmm.
because they were so big, and people were like, oh yeah, they'd rather take two small,
Hmm.
smaller pieces than one large piece. You know what I'm saying? So that made a big, but that was the only complaint that we ever got was, can you get any smaller chicken breasts? Well, it's not like we're out there back there feeding them, okay? We're buying it from the store as they
Right.
come. I'm not out plucking chickens, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I hate plucking chickens. Oh my God.
My grandpa used to be able to take a chicken and then swing it around, and that thing he would sit there like this until he touched it on the nose, and then but he would take it and swing it by its neck, and that thing would
Oh,
sit there and just like, and then he touches it on his nose and woo, yeah. But that was when he was getting ready to, hack his head off and feed the family. But yeah, he could hypnotize it by swinging it around and yeah, craziest shit I ever seen.
I have found out when I've got chicken that's a little uppity. Like I will grab it and hold it upside down because they immediately freeze.
Yes, that's what I think. That's what it did. It knocked off his because he was swinging around and it knocked off his equilibrium.
And then what I will do once they settle down is I will pick them back up, put them on their feet, and stroke their combs and waddles and settle them down.
Yeah,
I don't. I try very hard not to traumatize my birds.
I know. Yeah, well,
There's
it's a little different when you're getting ready to eat them, but yeah,
Yeah, I won't eat my birds.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think you would. No, you're
You
over
know,
there trying to draw their likeness. I doubt that you're gonna want to eat them. Yeah.
I got a question because I grew up in the city, but I remember watching these movies, back in the day where they used to have the boy caring for the sheep and all these
Mhm.
things, and then the father said, "Well, now we have to kill them."
Hmm.
How do you feel about that? You raising these animals and then you have to turn
I
around and kill them and eat them.
Yeah,
my honest belief is if I were to be an ethical carnivore, and I'm not there yet because I'm too poor, but if I could be an ethical carnivore, I would raise all my own meat
yeah,
because then I would know that it had a good life up until the last moment when it
yep,
was killed.
yeah,
And I have well, I don't know if she's still alive because she was in her 80s
yeah,
last time I saw her, but there was a woman I knew They would raise bottle calves. And what they are out of the dairy industry. They will pull them off the mother, and you only have to give a calf milk twice a day, unlike a lot of other mammals where you have
Yeah,
to feed them every 3 hours.
sure.
And they will raise these bottle calves for butchering. And she feeds them apples and she feeds them alfalfa and she
Yeah.
goes up and talks to them and scritches their little
Yep.
heads and everything. I would still feel bad eating that cow's meat, but at least I would know that it was raised ethically,
Yeah.
it was
Yep.
taken care of, it had a
Yep.
good life,
Yep.
and it was killed quickly,
Yep.
cleanly, you know.
Humanely. Yeah.
Um, and actually, ethically, probably hunting is even more ethical to me than raising for meat, as
Yeah.
long as you kill quickly and cleanly again.
Yeah. Well, it's not
Um,
torturing. I mean, that's just horrible. And that's
right,
sadistic, anyways. That shows, you're psychotic and you need
right.
to be locked up, period.
Yeah. Well,
But, yeah, I had an uncle that used to raise chickens and pigs. And I
mhm,
used to get in the pig pen with them. And they're like, oh, no, that those pigs love me because I scratch their back with a stick and,
mhm,
and
mhm,
fling mud at them, and they love me. The
yeah.
chickens, they used to scare the shit out of me because they'd be pecking at me. But, I fed them and they liked me. But, every now there was a mean rooster that used to chase me around. But,
Well,
I,
Bruce,
I, they were very well taken care of and very well raised. And
yeah,
he had a
what I
goat that
do,
used to use the lawn as a lawnmower. That he would
mhm,
move the stake in the middle of the yard,
right, right.
around the circle. Yeah,
Yeah.
his wife didn't like it when I brought her in the house.
If I ever get enough money to fence around my yard area,
Yeah,
I would love to buy a couple of goats
goats. Yeah, yeah.
because they
Because you
would
don't need to
eat.
mow your lawn. No.
Right, you don't need to mow your lawn,
Yes,
and they would eat all of
exactly.
the poison ivy.
Yes,
They
yes,
love poison ivy.
they
It
do, and
doesn't
it's not
damage
toxic to
them,
them.
and
It's not
so
toxic to them. That's what's cool.
right.
Yeah.
So I could get rid of all the poison ivy that I'm constantly fighting with because they would eat it all.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So I really, really would love to fence my acreage and put goats on
Yeah.
it.
Right.
And then my chickens would be safer too because
Sure.
the predators wouldn't be able to get into them because
Yeah.
I'd use woven wire fence the whole way around the yard so the chickens could free range the entire yard and I wouldn't have to worry about a coyote running through or a
Yeah.
fox or
Yeah.
anything. So, because I'm
Hey,
really,
Nero.
really weird about my chickens. I was
Well,
regretting
that's.
the fact I can't give them dried mealworms at the moment, even
Oh, yeah.
because that's chicken crack. I
Yeah.
swear they would give away their mother for dried mealworms.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so what do you guys got going on
I
this
got to,
weekend? Anything special?
If I'm
I gotta
lucky,
go. I gotta go because I gotta go
browser
get something to eat.
Okay.
browser, it really depends on the goat,
Bye,
how
Myra.
well
You
bred it
leaving?
is.
Yeah, I gotta leave. I'm tired. I get
Okay.
up at 1 o'clock in the morning,
Oh
Oh,
and
wow.
so
yeah. Have a great day.
yeah,
It was nice
yeah,
talking to you today. Thank you for joining us, and
yes,
have a great weekend. I want to do this again soon.
yeah. You know my number.
All right, I got it.
Okay, all
Lisa,
right.
you want to
See you
talk some
guys.
more?
I was just going to answer Rouser's question, and then I'm
Okay.
I'm 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 good to go.
Okay.
Rouser on goat costs. We had purebred Nubians that were show quality, and they were running $300 or $400 each. They were national champion lines. But when you don't need too many males. So for pet quality and just grazing, you could get a male that was castrated. They call them wethers. You could get a wether for $100 easy, and they would be just as good taking care of your lawn. And since they were castrated, they wouldn't pee all over their faces and stink like the unaltered males do. So they'd make a great pet. They would keep the yard clean, and they'd be cheaper than buying a milking goat. So
Cool.
that's the whole answer on goat costs.
Hey, Karma.
Because I raised goats. We had goats, cattle, horses, and chickens
Yeah.
at the big farm before my husband died, and then we sold all the cattle to and the goats to pay for his funeral,
Oh, yeah.
and I was left with just the chickens and
Yeah.
the horses because the horses are useless.
Yeah. Well, the horses are a lot of work, a lot of to take care of them, a lot of feed.
Well, they okay. Mine live on pasture. They cost me less than $300 a year to feed. on average, maybe
Yeah.
400, because they only get grain and hay when I don't have enough pasture, and that's only in the worst part of winter.
Sure.
There's enough dry pasture that they don't
Okay.
need.
Well, you got, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
That
that's
makes a
why I got
difference.
what I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, because I couldn't afford to keep the horses otherwise.
Yeah,
I
I had grew up in Michigan here in South Lyon. It says horse capital of southeastern Michigan.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had friends that had a lot of horses, and they don't, not, I had one friend, they had, she had stables because
Mhm.
they're, well off.
Right.
But they had the acreage or whatever. But my other friends had theirs boarded, or it was, in their little, right in
Hmm.
their backyard or whatever. So they didn't have a
Right.
lot of that, and they'd have
Right.
to bring in their own, and yeah. So I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that it can be very expensive, just the
Yeah.
upkeep to get their shoes and all that shit.
Yeah. Well,
You
see,
know.
mine don't get ridden.
Okay.
And if you don't ride a horse on asphalt, you don't have to shoe it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Um, though they still recommend it if you
Yeah. I
do
was
it a
gonna say
lot.
because you're split
Um,
hooves and all that. Yeah.
right. And the thing is, they talk about barefoot horses
Yeah.
because when wild horses don't have anyone cutting their feet, so as
I was
long
gonna
as they
say
have
yeah.
good conformation, their feet will work off on their own.
Yeah. I was gonna say because it's like it's like their own emery board because they're walking it off.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so my horses don't get
Hey
any of
Joe.
that done because they are not broke, they don't get ridden. They are what they call hay burners and pasture ornaments.
Okay. Yeah.
They just wander around all day and people walking by give them apples because they're pretty.
I was gonna say it's the good life.
Yeah.
It's the good life, right?
And
Yeah.
it's why I bought this place
Yeah.
was because my horses aren't broke.
Sure.
And my mare was given to me because she won't nurse her young. So no one wants to breed her.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And my gelding can't be bred because he's a gelding.
Sure. Yeah. I was gonna say he's
Neither
got
of
no.
them have
Yeah.
been
He got
broken,
no
so they
junk.
have no value as
Yeah.
horses, except
Yeah.
for being pretty. So
Other. Yeah. Exactly. So
I'm
yeah.
afraid if I ever sold them, they'd end up in the meat market.
I was gonna say it's glue or something. Yeah.
And the
Dog
meat
food.
market is illegal in the United States.
Yeah.
So what happens is meat buyers for Canada and Mexico will buy the horses at auction. They will not feed or water them. They will drive them straight to the butchering place, and that horse will have the last days of its life with no food or water,
That's horrible.
miserable, in a trailer, and then get killed. And I don't want that to happen
Hell no.
to a
That's
horse I've
inhumane.
had
That's
since he was a year
horrible.
old.
Yeah.
So I one of the reasons I keep trying so hard to save my farm is just
Yeah.
so they have a home.
Yeah, absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
you
Because
know,
your animals become your children.
yeah.
They have souls. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what Bible thumping fool out there says they don't have souls. They do. Some
Well,
animals really do, and they can feel and think just like we do. So
Fire has a sense of humor, and
yeah,
he plays practical jokes. He
right.
likes it when people wear loose clothing. He will
Hmm.
walk up behind them. Like he especially loves it when people wear hooded sweatshirts.
Oh,
He'll
he
grab the
pulls them,
hood of the
yanks on them.
sweatshirt. No,
Uh
he'll
huh.
just sit there and grab hold of it and wait
Yeah,
for the
for you to
person
walk
to
and
know he's
whoop.
caught them.
Yeah,
And he does this really exaggerated tiptoe even. I've never seen a horse try to tiptoe before, and I watched him do it. And it looks like something out of a cartoon
that's
as he like creeps
hysterical.
closer and
That's
closer.
awesome.
And when he was in the pond enclosure back at the old farm, he would steal tackle boxes. People would be fishing and turn around and their tackle box would
Fox
be
is
gone.
gone. Really, that's crazy. That's awesome.
So you don't want that animal to be miserable and then
Yeah.
dead.
And that's
It's
the thing.
just
I talk to my animals like they're children, and
oh
they
yeah.
behave like children. And my son's animals the same way. You treat them like children. You treat them like family. They're gonna love you like family, and they're gonna act like family.
Well, my
And my
chickens.
dog behind me, I scold her just like a child, and she knows. I mean, won't even look like okay, won't even look at me. Stink her. She knows just from my tone of voice. I don't need to beat her because she knows. Just scolding her is
Ursula,
enough to hurt her feelings and make her walk a straight
right?
line.
Right. Ursula
I
will
don't need a leash on
actually,
her.
she
It's
knows
first.
the whole four name thing. When
Yeah.
I
Oh
get
yeah,
out
yeah.
all her names, she knows she's in trouble and she's like, oh, shoot, I've got to listen to her
It's my
after.
mom.
You can
Middle
just
name's me.
see.
Oh my god, I'm in trouble now. Yeah, right. Exactly. And I don't need a
Mom's
leash for her
back.
other than aesthetics for my neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
really excited. A friend of mine has a Bernedoodle. And have you ever heard of Bernese Mountain Dogs? Okay, Bernese Mountain Dogs are heartbreak dog because they a lot of them don't live to be 7.
Oh,
And they have this really shiny, long, slightly wavy fur. They're brown, black, and white.
okay.
And they're absolutely gorgeous. And a friend of mine has a Bernedoodle, and she wants to come visit here in May. And I'm so
It sounds like
excited
a
to.
collie almost, like a collie, like a
Yeah,
lassie.
it's no, it doesn't look like a collie. But it's a Bernedoodle is part poodle, part Bernese Mountain Dog.
Okay, okay, I
And
get that.
Bernese Mountain Dogs are a lot like Great Pyrenees or Maremas. There's another kind of mountain dog too, besides Pyrenees and Bernese Mountain. There's a third mountains chain that they're also have a
Yeah,
dog that looks a lot like Great Pyrenees, and all those dogs have very similar temperaments because they were bred to be left alone with a flock, no people,
sure. Oh yeah, yeah,
and so they're a lot like cats. You can give them an order and they'll think about it.
yeah, exactly. Like when I'll get around to it, yeah.
And Ursula, I'll call her in after my live at night. And if I don't get her eye and she knows that she has not seen me see her, she'll
Mhm.
pretend she doesn't hear me.
Oh sure, sure.
But if she catches my eye and she's like, oh, darn it, she saw me see her,
Yeah,
she'll get up and come in. But I have to sometimes, like, I see you right there, and she'll go, oh, okay, I'll listen.
right.
But I've had her like studiously looking the other direction and ignoring me while I call her.
Yes, right. I know. I had a
Right
cat
now
like
she's
that too.
sleeping
Yeah,
beside me because she's such a sweetheart. But so I'm excited to have a Bernese Mountain Dog to play with my Great Pyrenees because they're
that's
going to be
awesome.
very similar dogs.
I know my dog. I had a bunch when I rescued. I had my house in Carolina. I used to rescue animals with a friend of
Oh,
mine,
okay.
and we had at one time I had 8 animals. I had um 6 dogs, a cat, and a husband. So that was
Hmm.
eight 8 animals right there.
Yeah.
The ones on 4 were much cleaner than the one that walked on 2. Let me tell you. But my when I lost when I my house got flooded. We still had my still had all the animals. Well, then one got shot on our property, and then another one
Mm.
got hit by a car. So, and then my cat had she was it was he was like Kunta was like 2 weeks away from his 15th birthday, and he just
Hmm.
wandered off and never came back. And
Oh.
he made it through the he was in a tree for 3 days after the hurricane, the first
Oh,
flood,
wow.
and then the hurricane. We had him in a shelter, but so I lost 3 animals. So when I came back up to Michigan, I had 3 still. Hold on. No, I had 4. No, no, I lost one had died long before the hurricane. So yeah, I had 3 when I came back up to Michigan. And other 2 has they're too old, they're bigger dogs and they passed. Bella, she's tiny, she's almost 16, 17 years old
Hmm.
now, and she's by herself, so I take her to my son's house to have, because she's
Right.
a social dog. She helped me raise other dogs and help teach other dogs. So
Hmm.
yeah, she's lonely a lot, and she used to
Yeah.
be my service dog. I used to be able to take her everywhere, and now
Right.
that she's too old, I really don't, I don't. So
Right.
it's kind of like, and
That was
yeah,
me and Hank last year.
yeah,
Was.
and I want to get another animal, but I can't afford it right now, and I
Hmm.
really just don't really have the room. It's a kind of a small house, so it's
My
just
my
me and
son
her.
moved in, and so now there are 7 cats and 2 dogs in the house,
Yeah,
and I have 10 chickens outside, 2 horses,
so that's enough to keep you, yeah, keep you busy, and you're not lonely,
and it
for
costs a lot of money.
yeah. I was
Um,
gonna say
and
yeah,
and it's funny because my son, since moving in here, I've accidentally ended up putting his cats on canned cat food because the one cat he left behind would actually attack my bed because he knew knows I don't like him clawing things up. And if I didn't feed him canned cat food that night, he would climb onto the bed and sharpen his claws right by my ear on my bed. And he would keep doing that. I would throw him off the bed. He'd come back on and do it again until I finally fed him canned cat
oh
food. So he
sure,
has been holding me hostage over canned cat food. And my son moves in with his, let's see, he had 4 cats. Plus, he'd left the one that was holding me hostage behind. So that was actually one of his too, but I ended up with him. So there's 7 cats total, the 3 that were here, the 4 he
yeah,
brought. And now those 4 want canned cat food because they see my cats
oh
getting it.
yeah, they're all spoiled. Yep,
So now I have to buy canned cat food for 7 cats.
yeah.
It's
This
gotten
one's
very
spoiled. I have
expensive.
to give her wet food or she won't eat. Well, then if I don't, I starve her for a few days or just whatever. She'll eat it, but I have to usually mix it with either broth
Hmm.
or just a little bit of wet, whatever. But yeah, she's so freaking spoiled. It's like, yeah. And I used to have, when I had all my dogs, I would have a big bowl and I'd
Hmm.
mix it all up and I'd have them all sitting in a semicircle and I'd feed them with a spoon. And
Oh,
let me tell
wow.
you what, if and I there the one of them, there's a couple of them that were greedy. They would try to, and if you go greedy and you tried to steal someone else's food, you got smacked in the head with a spoon and you got skipped for that round, the next round. And they learn they don't get greedy. You listen to mama. They didn't listen to my husband because I was the one that disciplined them. But yeah, they learned not to get greedy because you got to rap on the head with the spoon. And they'd be like, "Oh, damn, that hurts." Yeah, I wasn't nice about it because you're not going to snap at somebody else to take their food. You're not going to be
Right.
greedy like that. Everybody's getting the same amount of shit right here.
Right. My
But yeah, they're all like children. They all, you like I said, you treat them like children, they're going to behave like children.
yeah.
Hey, Aline.
My son has one cat that literally walks up to the water bowl and scoops all the water out.
Yeah.
And today his very old dog came up to my kitchen and licked all the water off the floor for me. And I'm like, I like this dog. He's getting all the water off the floor. None of
Right?
the other animals do this. They keep adding water to the floor.
Floor, right? Exactly. So
I'm
he's
like,
like your
bring him
quicker
up
picker
more
upper.
often.
He's your little bounty, little quicker picker upper.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to say
Yeah.
that. But he's old.
Yeah.
Years ago, wow, over 10 years ago now, my son's ex-wife went into the local animal shelter and said, I want whatever dog's been here the longest. And this dog has food allergies, so he often looks mangy even.
Yeah.
And he's always itchy, and you're constantly trying to juggle dealing with his skin problems and everything. And so my son's had him ever since.
Yeah.
And he's got to be at least 12, 13. I mean,
Sometimes the
he's
animal picks a person, because we had a friend of ours that had a couple dogs, and the neighbor behind him, the one dog would always go with him because he was depressed, and so the one dog, Zero, would go and hang out with him, and she said, "This is your dog," because he just wants to be with you, and that's he chose him. Zero
Mhm.
chose Dave, and
Right.
that's when they moved, Zero stayed with Dave, and then when Dave moved,
Mhm.
Zero went. Yeah, it
Right.
just so they
Yeah.
they like I said, I don't care what anybody says. Pets have souls. They really do. There's a reason
My
why they're man's best friend.
right. My son has been taking care of my chickens in the morning because
Yeah.
he goes out and takes care. Oh my goodness. I just realized I've got to go because no one's going to be waiting for the bus for my granddaughter because someone should be out there and no one's come up.
Okay.
So I,
It
I
was
guess
great
I'm
talking to y'all.
done
Bye, everybody. Thanks for
because
joining
they
in.
won't
I
drop her
appreciate
off
it.
if there's no one waiting.
Huh?
So I better go. They
Okay.
won't drop her off because she's special needs.
We'll do this again some other
Sure.
time. Great talking to you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.